Best film of the year? Probably. Definitely.
It's not cards. You don't roll cards. It's dice.
Dad, what is wrong with you?
One Battle After Another is the latest Paul Thomas Anderson film. It stars Tiana Taylor, Chase Infinity, Regina Hall, Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, and Sean Penn. So, without going into spoilers, I'll just go through the plot as much as it is there in the trailer. So, the movie starts off with this far left revolutionary group called the French 75, and they are sort of trying to free immigrants from prison camps, and they are bombing like empty government buildings like after hours, and they're robbing banks to sort of fund their operations. And Tiana Taylor, who's named Perfidia Beverly Hills, and Leonardo DiCaprio, who is nicknamed Ghetto Pat. The film has very interesting names. Like there's another one who's called Jungle Pussy. And so Tiana Taylor and Leo sort of fall in love, and they eventually have a child. And then, as you would have it, like if you're going to start bombing buildings and robbing banks, eventually the US government comes after them, and there is a military operation which is led by Sean Penn.
I'll be seeing you very soon.
And a lot of them get arrested, a lot of them manage to escape. And Tiana Taylor and Leo sort of go in different directions. Leo ends up with the baby. And so now it's like 16 years later, and they're living in like somewhere in California. And his name is Bob Ferguson, and Chase Infinity is the daughter. Her name is Willa Ferguson. And then like Sean Penn shows up again. Like they sort of track down the remaining people. And so the rest of the movie is sort of Bob Ferguson has to sort of escape from Sean Penn's character, who is named, who's now a colonel, like Colonel Stephen J. Lockjaw.
They got her. Now they're coming after us.
All right, so starting with the plot. For a 2-hour, 45-minute movie, the pacing and the intensity of this film is genuinely impressive. Right? Like, I don't think Paul Thomas Anderson has ever done like an action movie, or like this is the closest he's gotten to making an action movie. But yeah, he should do more action stuff, because he is really, really good at it. It's also a lot funnier than you are expecting it to be. Like the trailer kind of does give away that, there are funny moments, but it is genuinely funny. Like especially all the stuff with Leo and Benicio del Toro is hilarious.
Oh, what's going on?
I need a weapon, man. All you got is goddamn nunchucks. You know where I can get a gun?
What's also interesting is as much as it is the story of Leo's character and his daughter, it is also the story of Sean Penn's character. So the villain is... So the great thing is like the villain isn't coming after them just for the reason like, 16 years ago I sort of didn't catch everyone and now I have to catch the remaining people. It's not just that. There is an actual sort of a much more interesting reason why he's after them. So this is as much his story as it is the story of like Bob and Willa Ferguson. So which makes it a lot more interesting, and it gives it a lot more layers than you are sort of expecting it to have. Also, the film is really political, right? Like, so every single thing you're seeing on American news right now, like illegal immigration, immigration camps, and ICE, and sanctuary cities, and like all of that stuff is like really front and center. So yeah, like this is not a movie that is shy about its politics. It is like pretty much like front and center. Acting. So everyone is great. Like the ladies, Tiana Taylor, Chase Infinity, and Regina Hall. All three are brilliant. First of all, like Tiana Taylor, I have not seen her in anything before. She is fantastic. Regina Taylor is great. Chase Infinity is brilliant. This is her film debut, right? So the only thing she's done prior to this is an Apple Plus TV show called Presumed Innocent. I don't know what kind of a role she had in that. This one, she's very much there, and it is a fantastic role, and she does a great job with it. Leonardo DiCaprio does his best impression of the dude from Big Lebowski. The great thing about this movie is like if you look at the basic plot of it, which is you have this ex sort of revolutionary guerrilla, fighter, and his daughter is in trouble, and he has to go rescue his daughter. The standard version of that would be taken, right? Like, I am a man with very specific skills, and I am going to come after you. What this film does, it sort of flips that, in the sense that, yes, like Leo's character used to be like a guerrilla fighter or whatever, and he used to have certain set of skills. Now he's just completely washed out, so now he likes to do a lot of weed, and he likes to drink, and he's pretty much just chilled out. So when this happens, he has like no real idea of what to do. He's also forgotten most of the stuff. Like, they'd given him code words, he doesn't remember any of them anymore.
What time is it?
I don't remember that part. All right, let's just not nitpick over the passwords.
So he's just having like this constant panic attack, which is hilarious to watch. And then you have Benicio del Toro's character, who's named Sensei Sergio, who's like a Mexican businessman, and he also runs like a dojo. And he's like the opposite of Leo's character. So he's got this zen-like calm to him. And like, they're together for a lot of the movie. All of their stuff is really funny to watch.
I need you, brother. Sensei, please.
Courage, Bob. Courage.
And then finally, you have Sean Penn. Like, if Sean Penn does not get an Oscar nomination for this, I will be shocked. Okay, so first of all, like, best villain haircut since Anton Chigurh in No Country for Old Men. So he has such an amazingly terrible haircut, like Sean Penn's character. And there's this point where he sort of combs his hair. Like, I can't show any of this stuff because the film is in the theaters. But he sort of like combs his hair, and it looks even worse than it already is. And then he has this walk that he has, like, I sort of dragged my parents to watch this because I'm like, best film of the year, we got to go watch it. And like, they liked it. And my mother at one point sort of looks at him and goes like, he walks like he's wearing a diaper. And it is true. Like, he walks like he's wearing a diaper. Like, he just shat his pants, So it is such an interesting performance. Like, he's crafted this character to look and speak in a certain way, and given him like this hair and this walk. So he comes off as this man who's like very sort of like, he's like an alien in human skin. Like, he's very uncomfortable in it. It's sort of like, if you remember, I think it was Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black, where he's actually like a cockroach in human skin, right? So he has this very odd way of walking, and Sean Penn sort of feels a bit like that. But it is such a wonderful character to play. So yeah, like, I will be. He's already got 2 Oscars. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a third one for this. I haven't seen him in a movie in a very long time, and for him to come back with something as strong as this is great to watch. Cinematography, brilliant. Like, across the board, amazing cinematography. I think this film was shot on film, like they shot it on VistaVision. I can't really explain. Like, the difference is like, it goes in horizontally into the film rather than vertically, so it sort of covers more more surface area. So, but yeah, it's, forgetting that, beautifully shot. I don't know the name of the cinematographer, like an idiot. I didn't look it up. I'll put the name, in like down below. But amazing work. Like, Paul Thomas Anderson and the cinematographer have done an amazing job. There are 2 sequences especially. There is a night sequence where the military has sort of attacked Sanctuary City, and they're like capturing a whole bunch of immigrants. And like, all of that entire sequence is done beautifully. There's this point where you have these skateboarders doing like parkour on rooftops, beautifully lit. And then you have like this end chase sequence, which is probably one of the best chase sequences I have seen in a long time. And also probably the only chase sequence I can think of where the road is a character. So I was listening to, as like reading like a small excerpt from like a Paul Thomas Anderson interview, where he's like, we spent like a year just looking for this, because they didn't have anything specific in mind, but they knew like the ending takes place in the desert. And then they were sort of just like roaming around, like, where do we shoot this? Where do we shoot this? And then they found this particular patch of road. And it's such a brilliant sequence. Okay, final thing to mention, which I should, is the score. The music is fantastic. It's done by Johnny Greenwood, who I think is one of the members from Radiohead. He's done a lot of other musical scores as well. It is absolutely fantastic. Like, I think I just keep saying fantastic and brilliant. I don't really have any negatives for this movie, but yeah, like the score works extremely well. And it's sort of like this mix of like drums and piano, and it maintains like this. It's a huge part in maintaining like the intensity and pacing of this movie. If you've seen the first trailer, the score in that is the score from the movie. So you'll get an idea of what the score actually sounds like. So overall, I will be genuinely shocked if this film doesn't get at least like half a dozen nominations. Because like best film, best director, best cinematography, a couple of acting nominations in there, you know, Chase Infinity, Tiana Taylor, Sean Penn is 100% lock-in. Recommendations, 100%. Like, go in with high expectations. This is not a film that disappoints.
Thank you. Hey, thank you, Sensei. Thank you, Sensei. Thank you. God damn it! Viva la revolution!